மறுபடியும் எனக்கு இஷ்யூ இருக்கு, ஒரே நிமிஷம்.
பரவாயில்ல, நம்ம அப்படியே சால்வ் பண்ணிக்கலாமா? லைவ்.
Now I'm fine.
Super.
போயிடலாம். Now I'm fine.
Excellent. We are live now. I'm Ignatius Raphael, the Deep Sleep Coach, and I'm very happy to introduce Shivarishi. Shivarishi, yeah, you can see your. Okay, I can see you now. All right. So I thought I wasn't able to see you. He has taught me yoga something like 10-12 years back when we went together for a program. I didn't go through the way he expects us to learn yoga, as a very rigorous system, and but since we needed to reach corporates and we needed a fine tuning of certain elements, he was very instrumental in creating a program called Breath at Work. Along with Murli Sundaram and us, we created this program. So I respect Shivrishi. We used to call him Jay Gopal. That's his name. And Shivrishi is a name he's taken once he's become a sannyasi. And I've seen him he lives selflessly. Okay. And he's very interested in people elevating themselves and finding their true nature and, getting themselves closer to their creator. So that's something he's been very passionate about. And we have worked together on several projects regarding that. So in this series, The Art of War, which we started last week, as I said, we are now in a time of war where we need to have a warrior mindset. We are not going to take a gun and go kill somebody or shoot somebody, but we need a warrior mindset. We can't be passive. We can't just submit to fear, submit to, all sorts of negative information and news, and then get ourselves open to attacks, which is what is happening to a lot of people who are succumbing. You can be strong. God has given us so many things to fight with. There's a whole army inside you. Okay, you can call in that army and you can make this army fight for you. And this, the crucial, most important tool I find is yoga. All right, so I will start with Shivrishi. I would like him to, sir, please say hello to everybody here.
Namaste to everyone.
Namaste, namaste, Shivrishi. I'd like you to start with just explanation of yoga, because a lot of us have different meanings to that word term yoga itself. So could you just tell us, because there are very interesting terms, I'd like to hear it from you first. I've not primed you with this question, I know, but it is good to see what comes naturally. When we say yoga, what does it mean to you?
The spontaneous ability to respond to every situation of life in the most creative, resourceful manner can be called as yoga.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so that's so many more nuances than what I looked at. I mean, I understand it is unity, where you're one with yourself and the universe. And so if you're one with yourself and the universe, as you rightly said, your ability to respond to any situation is enhanced, because you have all the resources in your command. You are able to, yourself, the universe, how to respond. So this beautifully said. Thank you so much, because that term is a lot of people misunderstand. They look at it as exercise. They look at it as something with the mystics or Hinduism. So many different connotations.
I very in a light sense, I want to say something that happened. I went to a school once. I had the opportunity to reach out to more than 1.5 lakh children in a decade.
Beautiful.
So one of the classes, I had been to a school, and I asked this question, what is yoga, to a group of children. So they seem to have had some other yoga class. So from that, one child stood up and he said, sir, I want to answer. I said, okay, go ahead. And he said, yoga is the union between the mind and the body and the soul.
Oh, wow. Okay. Verbatim.
Yoga is harmony in between. Incidentally, his teacher was had a Malayali slang, so there are so many versions.
Yeah, yeah. So with this experience of teaching 1.5 lakh children, I mean, you must have so many anecdotes and stories about how they people connect. So first, I like to start one thing. What is how? Tell us about your journey to yoga. How did that start? Let us understand.
I think it was gifted to me by my mother when I was in her womb
Wow,
as a child.
wow.
Yeah, it seems when I was in her womb, she was uh, very pensive, and she used to cry every day that she did not learn uh, the uh, the spiritual wisdom in her life. So I remember when I was about 6, 7 years old, she used to sing from a film song, Suryan Varuvadu Evarale,
Hmm.
Chandiran Therivadu Yarale, கருநீல வானில் மின்மினி போல் மின்னும் நட்சத்திரங்கள் அவை என்ன. It starts like this, but it is a question about the creator. The song goes on and asks the viewer, do you know how this whole thing has come up? So as a child, she used to tell me this song, and she used to weep and tell me that the most important thing in life is to know who the creator is and what is the relationship we have with our creator. So I think it is her gift to me that yoga was there, and it was destined that I need to pick it up at the right time. So as a youth, I was known for my notoriety. As a child, I was spoiled, and I had taken to all kinds of habits like smoking, drinking, ganja. I've
Okay.
tried everything you might not even have considered at all. And then I realized that the right time that all these things are useless. They are only titillizing the nervous system and nothing more. And the gift that my mother had given, shown in my personality in the bedrock, I think it sprouted, and the rest is everybody knows it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So, what age would you say you started that bits? I mean, after college, school?
I started practicing in 1988,
Okay,
and I was 20 then.
okay,
I've been practicing yoga for the last 33 years.
32 years. Awesome, awesome. So, from your experience, would you say that yoga is a powerful ally in building immunity?
Doubtless.
Okay.
To give you a few examples, I had in the last year and this year moments when I was my shadow was caught up by corona.
Hmm.
I had been to somebody's house and in Kadalur, and from there I was supposed to go to Chidambaram temple and go to Yerkad, stay there for 3 days and come back.
Hmm.
So the host to whose house I had gone, the person who opened the door in the house, she was doing this when she opened the door. Okay, so we went in, and I had a nice chat with her. Then she went and slept off, and night we went out for dinner, and my host told me that it looks like she might not be so well. We are taking her for RT-PCR test tomorrow.
Okay.
And next day morning, we went off to a temple in Kadalur.
Okay.
And we we finished, and when we called them, they said that the person is COVID positive, and my host's wife is also COVID positive.
My God.
And I had a masala dosa from her hand in the morning before leaving to the temple.
Okay. My God. Okay. That's why you say.
And I did not have any issue.
Okay.
I mean, there were 3-4 occasions when I think I might have got exposed to someone who had a COVID, and I have not had a problem. And fortunately, I've taken the vaccination now, and so from my own personal experience, from even the COVID experience,
Okay.
this has been the most useful period of my life. I have done so much good work during this period.
Right. Yes, sir. But see, you have 30 plus years of experience in yoga. Now, there are a lot of people who are probably watching this who have probably heard it or seen it, but never practiced it. They may not, and probably not practiced it right. Some people learn yoga like an exercise. Some people learn for various reasons. So we cannot compare your immunity with somebody who's going to probably, if you.
No, I said that because you asked whether it really serves to improve immunity.
Yeah.
I wanted to give the best example.
Yeah, I understand. Awesome, that is. So for an initiate, for a new person, is it possible for them to learn a few things now which can kind of get them? Is that possible? Is that something you can share? I mean, I know it's
definitely. See, no, definitely.
Yeah.
The thing is, our immunity depends on how we sleep. I'm starting from that because you're a sleep coach, and you've been a champion of that. So I'm starting from that.
Yeah.
The quality of sleep is very important.
Yeah.
In fact, when we had our interaction, I told you how in interrogations, sleep deprivation is used as a method to bring out, information from the person who is interrogated.
True.
So we can't miss our sleep. We can miss anything else, but we can't miss our sleep. People go mad when they don't sleep. So sleep, why is it so cherished? Why is it so powerful? Is because it is the only time when you don't remember who you are.
Correct.
When you don't remember who you are, you don't remember the loans that you have to pay. You don't remember the people to whom you owe things, and you don't remember the amount of suffering all the liabilities that are hanging in the mind are kind of temporarily, taken over by Nidra Devi. We call her Nidra Devi in yoga.
Awesome. Okay.
So what happens then? This is very psychological, but what happens then? Because the burden of that mind is not there, breathing changes.
True.
If you observe carefully, any person who gets a good sleep, during the period of sleep, they get a very good quality of breath. Why should breath change when the load of the mind is removed? Because mind and breath are interconnected. If someone is angry, they can't be breathing normally. If somebody is shouting at you, they can't breathe normally and shout at you.
Correct.
They will be breathing in their clavicular region, which means they are in complete distress. They have lost control of everything. And what we see in the televisions now, which propagate that India is going breathless, and I do not agree with that totally. Only 2% of India, not even 2%, only 1.5% of Indian population is actually even infected. 98% of Indian population is still not being touched by the virus. How can you say that India is suffering for breath?
Correct. Correct.
But the propaganda is that India is suffering for breath. And you see those videos, you will find that somebody is with a mask and they're doing like this.
Right.
What that means is they are afraid that they're going to die.
Ah,
And therefore, breath is happening here instead of where it's supposed to happen.
mm,
But sleep changes that. And because breath changes, what happens when you breathe fully is your liver, your kidney, your large intestine, your small intestine, your stomach, your spleen, all these organs get massaged like this. The diaphragm goes up and goes down
correct.
and it massages, which means your digestion will improve if you sleep. There are a lot of people who slept well, woke up and felt hungry. I mean, if you slept, you were not supposed to have lost any energy. Why would you feel hungry then?
Correct.
No, a lot of people sleep well, wake up and they pass their stools. They pass their motion.
Right.
Their bowel is cleared comfortably after a good sleep. Whereas when they were tense, the colon also becomes tense.
Correct.
Constipated they become. So sleep is very powerful in ensuring that all the organs function well.
Got it.
Second thing is diet. The kind of food that we eat. See, now they are saying that eat protein-rich food, protein-rich food. When the digestion is weak, at that time, if you add protein-rich food, body will not be able to metabolize it.
True.
So the right kind of food has to be eaten. Third, exercise has to be done. Hardly people do exercise. People are busy with their so-called survival. Yoga says there are two types of lives that people have. One is a life where you just survive, other is you live. Now, do you want to live or do you want to survive? This is a question that we want to ask in this program.
Correct.
So if we do simple practices of breathing, do simple relaxation and simple exercise, it will improve your heart function. It will improve your venous blood supply and arterial blood supply. It will improve your lymphatic movement inside the lymph nodes. It will improve the communication between the different parts of the body and the brain. It will improve lung function. It will improve kidney function. It will improve liver function. What else is required? Obviously, immunity will be at its best. So even if you start today, you can start experiencing the results of this within few days.
Super. Okay.
Sorry, my answers are long answers.
No, they're very required because it should not be that people think that, okay, somebody followed for many years, so they'll get benefit. Now, what benefit I'll get if I do in 1 day, 2 days, 5 days? So,
Correct.
so this is something that I hope it has answered. And if there are any questions, we will park it for later, end of the class. So we will we have a few more questions and some techniques which he will share with us, and then we can go forward for question and answers. So please take on. This program is till 5 o'clock. So by 4:45, we should be able to finish all the question and answers from our side and the technique sharing, and then we can go into Q&A. So in these times, in these Corona times, where we cannot go to a teacher and learn in person, okay, we have these type of, there are a lot of restrictions now. So how can somebody pick up and learn? Other than what you're going to be sharing with us, if they want to follow and learn, what is it that you can do to follow and learn?
I think 4 or 5 years back, when I used to visit the Department of Income Tax, they used to have a conferencing facility in their training center. And I used to give a talk from Chennai for participants who were physically present along with me in the conference hall. And simultaneously, they used to have participants in Pune, in Kerala, in other places also. And I used to look at that device, with awe. Oh, only such great corporate government organizations can have such facilities. I used to wonder.
Correct.
But today, we are having a Zoom meeting, and we are able to broadcast it for people. We are able to record it, and the quality is so amazing. Had anybody told me 15 years back that if they had premonition to me that you will teach yoga online, I would have told them I will hang you on the spot, because I didn't believe that it is possible to teach yoga online.
When I first met you 10 years back, that was the person I met who said the student has to come and wait. The student has to have that urge, that very strong urge to learn. So I will make them come again and again and again till they learn. I remember the statement from you 10 years back. And when the Corona lockdown started, after 2-3 weeks, I was so surprised to see Satyananda Yoga Center channel in YouTube. And day one, day two, I was able to practice them directly. That means anybody, anywhere could
Yeah.
learn from the best people.
Yeah, that was a real revelation to me, because on 19th of March, 2020, I announced that we will be having online Facebook live class. Okay, because we didn't have a Zoom package with us, we didn't have a WebEx subscription with us, we didn't know how to go about it immediately. One thing that we knew was we can do a Facebook live session and people can attend. The desire and the intent to do those sessions came because we started getting calls from people with so much fear. I was just mentioning about survival and living. All of them were survivors. Earlier, they thought that the predator who is the cause for their fear was somewhere, and they may meet them sometime in life. Now, when Corona started, they realized that predator was actually in their living room. Therefore, they were filled with fear and they were unable to breathe. They were not able to sleep. They experienced what we call as paranoia.
Yeah.
And they started calling, can you help us? Can you help us? When we started getting calls like that, then we realized that we have to help people. That is how we started the online classes. So the point I'm making is, people are now coming to our online classes, and the point that you made, that I make people wait, express that they are really keen. We are still following that. Only thing is, model available is to teach online.
Okay.
Because you have to have the intent to learn this. The biggest advantage is it's transformative. Not even transformative, it's metaphor. It is metamorphical. It can totally change you.
Yes.
But the biggest disadvantage is, the preliminary prerequisite for yoga to work upon any individual is that person has to practice every day. Now, everybody knows about yoga. People say, I know meditation, very good for the mind. So many people tell, if they meet me in the flight or in the train, somewhere when we're going, with the dadi and this color dress and all, they ask, Swamiji, where are you from? I say, I'm from this tradition. Immediately they say, Swamiji, you know what? Meditation is so great. Immediately they start advising. But most people, when it comes to practice, they don't have the capacity. So we felt that more than teaching practice, It's important to help people to develop the habit of doing every day. That is why we became rigorous. As I told you, I've been teaching from 1993. And the first 15 years, sorry, first 10 years, if you had met me then, I would be ready to teach you Kundalini Yoga in a fish market. I'll say, you sit here. I will awaken your Kundalini, bring it from Muladhara to Ajna in the fish market. I will use the fish also to give you experience. I was so aggressive at that time.
Okay.
But now the online sessions are happening and they are very effective. I didn't believe that they will be so effective. We are having people attending from all over the world now. And they are not feeling that they are remotely attending these classes.
Absolutely right. In fact, I can vouch for it. Me and my wife, at least 4 days, 4 to 5 days a week, we do follow your practices for 1 hour.
Well, I will still say you have to do every day. The remaining 2-3 days you should not.
So life is full. So I would like to do it every day, but there's so many challenges in terms of
I know.
things which are. So find it extremely powerful. See, every day, if you want to like elevate yourself spiritually, I think that would be a really good thing. But my wife was looking more at it as a breathing practice, the calming. She's getting all the benefits of that exercise. So, and we are doing it together. So
very nice.
It is getting as a. I'm finding it very useful. We've touchwood stayed healthy so far. In fact, I taught my children, but my younger son, now and then he did, but unfortunately he has got his COVID because he did it more as an exercise for flexibility. He's a sports person. He wants to become a football star. So for flexibility, he started following your practices. So now for this particular topic, can you share 3 powerful practices that can help people to build immunity? One is for the mind and emotions, one practice, another for the breath and lungs to expand capacity, and the third one for immune system. I mean, if all three, fine, but if we can cover these 3 areas is what we are looking at.
Yeah, instead of looking at it that way, I would say we will do 1 or 2 practices that will involve the body and the breath.
Okay.
We will do 1 practice which is purely, 2 practices which is purely breath-based practices.
Okay.
And we'll do 1 practice which is for the mind. So a combination of all these are required to develop the immunity. Of course, this is just an experiential sharing. We should not think that this is the last class and I've learned the practices for immunity and think that, okay, these 6 practices will improve my immunity. We shouldn't think like that. But because of the, the love and compassion that Iggy has for people, we have to share some experience. Therefore, we are offering it as part of the class.
Thank you.
As part of this online interaction. So you will have a beautiful experience when you do this. It will definitely motivate you. If you've been postponing yoga all these years, if you can't kickstart your yoga practice during the second wave of Corona, I think you will never start.
True. Very true.
Okay. So shall we move into the practices then?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'll be moving back a little bit to my mat.
Sure.
And a few practices we'll be doing in the standing posture. And then we will be doing a few practices sitting and 1 practice lying down. Okay.
Okay.
So we are at 4:29. I'll try to keep the practices for about 20 minutes.
Okay. Sure. Great.
This itself can be done as a routine.
Okay.
But further, if you want to really learn, you have to attend a class with some good teacher. You will definitely able to find a good teacher.
Yes, thank you. And you can share your links also, YouTube links. I'll put it in the chat box later.
Sure. Definitely.
Thank you. Do you want me also to follow or not required, right?
You want to do practice, then you follow.
I don't know if I have space here. Okay.
Okay. So are you able to see me nicely?
Yes, perfect.
So what you need to do is you need to keep your legs about half a feet apart.
Okay.
And then you keep both the hands in the front like this.
Okay.
Okay. Then you slowly raise your hands up
Hmm.
all the way till it is lifted high above the head.
Okay.
And then you will bring the hand down. This is the physical movement.
Okay.
Okay. When you're lifting the hand up like this, simultaneously you will also lift your heels up and come upon your toes.
Okay.
So I'm doing the full physical movement now. I
Okay.
raise the hand, and as I raise the hand, I'm coming on the tip of my toes. Then I bring the hand down. While the hand comes down, heel is kept on the floor. This is the physical movement.
Okay.
What we do when we take the hands upward is we inhale deeply using the nostrils. And when we bring the hand down back to its original starting position, we breathe out through the nostrils.
Okay.
Okay, let me do 3 times for you to understand.
Sure.
Inhale and up. Exhale and down. Inhale and up. Exhale and down. Inhale and up. Exhale and down. Now I'm going to ask all of you to practice this along with me 10 times. So all of you please come to standing position. Keep your legs about half a feet apart. Keep your hands in the front of the body. This is the starting position for this practice. So breathe in deeply and raise your hands up above the head and lift your heels also up. Breathe out fully and bring the hand down, heels down, back to starting position. 1. 2, breathe in, raise up. 2, breathe out, bring down. 3, breathe in, raise up. 3, slowly bring down, breathe out. Breathe in, 4, raise up. Breathe out, 4. Breathe in, 5. Breathe out, 5. Breathe in, 6. Breathe out, 6. Breathe in, 7. Breathe out, 7. Breathe in, 8. Breathe out, 8. Breathe in, 9. Breathe out, 9. Breathe in, 10. Breathe out, 10. Now you stop your practice. Close your eyes for a moment. Observe how you feel in your toes, your calf muscles, Observe how you feel in your chest, rib cage. Observe how you feel in your shoulders. Now we are going to do the second practice. This time, instead of raising the hand in the front like this, we are going to raise the hand from the side. And the difference would be that in this movement, the frontal portion of the lung got facilitated to breathe in. This time we are opening up the rib cage from the side. The lung will hang down and vertical breathing will be promoted. This time we are not going to raise the heels up. We're going to raise only the hands up and bring only the hands down. Okay, get ready now. Hands will be by the side, touching the thighs. Breathe in, raise the hand above the head. Breathe out, bring the hands down by the side. 1. 2, breathe in. Consciously deep breathing should be done. Breathe out. 3, breathe in. 3, breathe out. 4, breathe in. 4, breathe out. 5, breathe in. 5, breathe out. 6, breathe in. 6, breathe out. 7, breathe in. 7, breathe out. 8, breathe in. 8, breathe out. 9, breathe in. 9, breathe out. 10, breathe in. 10, breathe out. Stop your practice and observe how you feel in your shoulders, arms, neck, chest, back, rib cage. You will feel the tingling energy moving all over the torso, particularly in the upper portion of the torso.
Very clear.
So now I'm going to stand facing the sideways so that you can see what I'm doing. Hands are kept on the waist to the stand. And the legs are kept shoulder width apart. In previous two practices, we kept the legs half feet apart. This time you keep your legs shoulder width apart and hand is placed on the waist. The thumb is placed over here. I hope you're able to see it clearly now.
Yes.
So the thumb is placed on the waistline. The fingers are on the side. So what you do now is you breathe in and arch back like this. Breathe out and come back to starting position. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. The hand is used to push the hip forward and you gently arch back a little bit. So please join me now. Place the hands by the side. Keep the legs shoulder width apart. Push the hip forward. Breathe in, arch back. Breathe out, come back to center. Breathe in, arch back. Breathe out, back to center. Breathe in, arch back. Breathe out, come back to center. Fourth round, breathe in, push the hip forward, arch back. Breathe out, back to center. Fifth round, breathe in and arch back. Breathe out, back to center. Sixth round, breathe in, arch back. Breathe out, back to center. Breathe in, arch back. Breathe out, back to center. Breathe in, arch back. Breathe out, back to center. Breathe in and arch back. Breathe out and back to center. Last time, breathe in and arch back. Breathe out and back to center. Bring your legs together. Close your eyes. And observe how you feel in the center of the chest. The center portion of the chest, it's called as the sternum. This portion. Just observe how you feel here. Observe how you feel in the lower back. Close your eyes for a few moments and observe how your breath is flowing in and out. It looks like the tap has been opened up and the breath is flowing more effortlessly. Now rub your palms against each other. Place the palms on the eyes. Feel the heat pass from the palms into the eyes. Gently drop the hands down. Open your eyes. Good. The next thing that we're going to do is we are just going to become a watchman. You know, when you pay a watchman 2,500 rupees for 1 month, what else he will do? When the robber goes inside, he will watch the robber going in. When the robber robs and goes back, he will watch the robber robbing and going out, correct? You have to pay your watchman a lot of money because he is your security. Okay, so coming back to what we are going to do now, we are going to be the unpaid watchman. But the reward is that we will start living. So what we're going to do is, whom are we going to watch? Do you know that you have a visitor who comes and goes 21,600 times every day to you? You have a visitor who comes into you and goes out of you in a day 21,600 times. That's your breath, which is happening at the tip of the nose. That's 15 breaths per minute. For 15 breaths per minute, you will have approximately 65 to 70 beats in the heart per minute. If you're going to increase your breath per minute to 30, the heart pulse rate will increase from 60 to 90. If your breath speed is going to increase to 40, you will have a heart attack and die. So if you are able to just start observing that you are breathing and count 21,600 blessings in a day. Actually, it's a blessing. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the resources to manage your own breath. The whole country, the whole world is a proof for that now. Even if you are ready to pay 60,000 rupees, oxygen cylinder is not available. Even if you're willing to pay 1.5 lakhs per day, oxygen bed is not available. Only 1.7 or 1.8% of Indians are now affected. For that, we are making hue and cry. Imagine if Corona had touched 30% of Indians, what will happen? There will be nobody. So it's a definite moment for you to become aware of your breath. So what I'm going to ask you to do is lie down and follow the instruction that I give. We'll be doing this for 5 minutes maximum. And this you can repeat. And I will forward certain audio files through Iggy. So he can share it with all the participants. And you can continue to do at least what you've learned today. Like becoming aware of the watchman of the blessing. So please get ready now. Please lie down comfortably somewhere next to your device so that you can hear what I'm saying. Keep your device just next to you so that you can hear my instructions, and lie down comfortably. It can be a cot or it can be a floor. It can be a couch. Please lie down comfortably. Keep your legs slightly apart. Allow your legs to flop a little bit to the side. Do not keep them tight, vertical, pointing upward. Allow them to flop a little sideways. Keep your hands by the side of the body, but slightly away from the body. Your head should not be to the side, any one side. Your head should be facing the ceiling, in the center. And I am going to now ask you to close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Temporarily, I am going to put my camera off so that you don't look at me. I am not going to do anything. Now I am going to only say. So keep your eyes closed. Keeping eyes closed, become still. Please become still, like a dead body. Thank your breath that you're not a dead body, and become aware of the whole body lying on the floor without any movement. Become aware of the whole body lying on the floor without any movement. But in spite of your effort not to move at all, you realize that there are some subtle movements. You realize that your navel is going up and coming down. You realize that your rib cage is gently moving. You realize that your collarbone is moving up and down. This is caused because you are breathing. So become aware that you are breathing. Become aware of the breath flowing into your nostrils and flowing out through the nostrils. When breath flows in, you feel chill air flowing in. When breath flows out, you feel warm air flowing out. you should know that you are breathing. You don't have to do the breathing, but you should know that you are breathing. When breath flows in, feel chill air flowing into your nostrils. When breath flows out, feel warm air flowing out through the nostrils. Now, take your right hand and place your right hand on your abdomen, just above the navel and below your rib cage. The right palm is on the abdomen, above the navel and below the rib cage, in between the ribs and the navel, upper abdomen, right hand. Place your left hand on your chest. Feel the rib cage with your left hand and feel the upper abdomen with your right hand. Continue to observe natural breath. And you will realize that when breath flows in, the abdomen that bulges is gently making the right hand rise up. And when breath is flowing out, it's making the right hand go down. You feel as if a tire is being inflated and deflated. Go on observing the breath. And go on observing the rise and fall of the right hand. As breath flows in, abdomen bulges up like a balloon. And as breath flows out, abdomen sinks down into the floor. Count 5 breaths from now. At the end of 5 breaths, drop your hands by the side. At the end of 5 breaths, drop your hands by the side. Keep eyes closed. Gently begin to move your fingers. You should wriggle your fingers, just your fingers. As if you are kneading through atta to make chapati for dinner. Wriggle your toes. Move your feet from side to side. Move your legs from side to side. Gently shake your hands. Keeping eyes closed, slowly roll your head from side to side. Now you turn to your left side and lie down on your left side. Be there for at least 2 or 3 breaths. Slowly come up, come to sitting position. Though I'm not able to see you, I know you are smiling. Your body is saying thank you. Your mind is saying, thank you. Your prana is saying, I am delighted. I'm sure you agree with me. So we just became aware of the breath that flows in and flows out. This is happening 24 hours from the day you were born till now. And you're not doing anything for it. It's a free gift. And even that we're not able to take care well, that we are gasping for breath as a nation, according to media. Now, the last breathing practice that we are going to do, the very powerful practice, we call it as a tranquilizing pranayama. This has been proven during this COVID period as a practice that combats with the inflammation inside the lungs. And this practice also calms down the mind. Therefore, it improves digestion, improves quality of sleep, improves immune function. Therefore, this practice you should do every day night, sitting on the bed before going to sleep. If you're affected with corona, you can do even twice a day. If you're not affected, then just once a day, just before going to sleep, you can do this 10 times. But if you're having severe body pain because of corona, you can do many more times, but you will require expert guidance. We will be available. If you want to reach us, you can connect to us through Iggy and he will help you. We'll be really happy to guide you in case there is a need. So I'm going to demonstrate this practice. It's called Brahmari Pranayama. It's a very famous practice. Brahmaram means honey bee. And we are going to make the sound like the honey bee. The sound A, U, Ma. These three sounds together constitute the Prana mantra. And the researchers have found that the Ma, Makara, that's what it's called in Sanskrit, the Makara, it promotes withdrawal of the mind from the body identity. It promotes deep relaxation. And this practice has to be taught to anyone who is not having a good sleep, to anyone who is having pain in the body, is not able to get good quality in their sleep. If they're waking up tired, they should learn this practice. So I will show the practice now. You have to use your index finger, plug your index finger into the ears. Don't do it now, because otherwise you won't hear what I'm saying. So plug your fingers. Now all the external sounds are blocked out. Okay, I'm not hearing anything from around me. Then I close the eyes. And what I do is I imagine, you know, this dot I have here, it's called Bindi. Imagine behind this, straight about 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters inside the center of my head, behind this point, you know. Imagine if I had a speaker, an inbuilt speaker. Nowadays that is coming, no? So I am having an inbuilt speaker. Imagine if I think like that and I hear the sound I am making from the center of the head. That's the imagination that you have to do when you do this practice. So you plug your fingers, close your eyes, imagine that you're having a inbuilt speaker in the center of the head. Breathe in deeply and hum. So instead of exhalation, I make this sound. Automatically, along with the sound, breath also goes out. Then the point comes when I have to breathe in. Again, I breathe in deeply and make the long humming. So now we will do 3 times just for understanding. Today night you try and give a feedback to Iggy how you slept today. Okay, you do 10 times in the night today. Please do not do this practice lying down. Don't be so lazy that you lie down and do Brahmari and just go to sleep like that. You won't go just to sleep, you will get into a coma. It's a very powerful practice. It helps the brain to secrete certain chemicals which promote calmness, withdrawal. It can become so strong that it can take you into a coma if you're doing it lying down. Sit and do it, finish 10 times, then lie down. Okay? Now we will do 3 times. So close your eyes. Imagine that you have a speaker in the middle of your head. Plug your fingers, breathe in deeply, and do a long humming. Like this, you do 3 rounds. Very good. So when you finish 3 rounds, you drop your hands down, close your eyes, and observe how you feel in the center of the head. You feel as if you've just lit a bright golden lamp, and you imagine as if you're seeing the bright lamp, the Jyoti, in the center of the head, and feel as if this light is spreading from the center of the head throughout the body, and feel as if the whole body has become golden. Feel as if the body itself has turned into a luminous object, radiating light. Feel that this light is spreading from you into every room of your home, washing every person in the house, washing every object in the house. Feel as if your entire home is glittering, is glowing. Feel that the light from your home is spreading to your entire locality, your whole street. Feel as if every house in your street is getting this blessing of your love. And feel that light radiating from you in all directions, spreading throughout Tamil Nadu, all the 35 districts, the whole state, then spread throughout India, from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. Feel that this light from you is spreading throughout the nation, healing and washing all the burdened hearts. Feel happiness, peace, healing taking place throughout the nation. Feel that Bharat will emerge triumphant in this war. Slowly come back to your body, come back to your own breath. Become aware of the sounds you hear from this environment that surrounds you. Gently rub your palms once again, make them warm. Place the palms on the eyes. Feel the heat pass from the palms into the eyes. And drop the hands down. I am afraid that we do not have time for
Yes,
the Yoga Nidra practice, but I think all of you enjoyed whatever we have covered today.
it's awesome, awesome. It's taken us deep, deep into that golden light was very, very powerful as it spread out. So thank you so much, Suresh. It's so valuable what you taught. In the first itself, I want to tell the simple exercise it was, but doing it slowly along with your breath, the, the energy it gives you is the simplest of simple exercise it is. It is no major asana like they see in other yogas. It's almost like school drill, almost like that. But
Only difference is that there is no onion between the body and
very true, very true. And it's so mindfully done when you align it with your breath. In school, they didn't teach us like that. They just said up, down. It was just speed. Here it was only count and speed. Here it is the breath and synchronization. That's really beautiful. Very, very nice. Thank you so much. Any questions? I'm not sure whether I've been able to see any questions here. So all right, so I have not seen any questions, so I'm sure that people who are watching later, I request you, all those who are watching, to practice it. It's not for watching. This is that half an hour or 40 minutes which he has taught us, it's a class. And this is something you can do. Everybody in your family from 10-year-old to 78-year-old can do. It's so simple. There's no age bar, there's no gender bar. In fact, if you're slightly mobile and you can stand up, you can do it. Even if you have other body issues, easily. It's not like other asanas, which requires some precondition, where fine print is there. You cannot do. This is no such thing. Anybody can do. Correct, sir? Anybody can do this. And it just expands your lungs. It helps you to get your army ready, your immunity ready. So please don't miss out this. It's simple. Every day it can be done, half an hour only. If we can all do that, we can save going to hospital and suffering so much. And I mean, there's just too much happening. People are not taking care of themselves, and that is why we started this.
No,
yeah, go ahead.
What I have observed, a couple of my friends, students who are doctors, they're also telling me that more than the actual virus and the infection and the disease, fear has far more debilitating influence on our society today. And it's because of fear that oxygen has been, hijacked and kept inside. It's because of that remdesivir is robbed and sold at higher. I mean, a 400 rupee drug is sold at 14,000 rupees. Some of my students they are wholesale medical suppliers for big districts. They say a paracetamol, which is normally available for 20 paise, is sold today at 40 rupees. And people are buying strips of paracetamol and keeping it.
Stocking
it. Fear.
Yeah, fear.
And when fear comes, then people breathe into their clavicular region. And when you breathe into your clavicular region, that communicates to the brain that you're going to die.
Okay.
So the brain, if it's sustained for a couple of hours, then the brain receives that information and says, okay, then I think I will switch off all the activity. So it switches off your intelligence, it switches off your creativity, it switches off your thinking capability, it switches off your understanding capability, because you're in the, the final death mode. You don't require any of these things. When you said to the computer that you have to shut down, what will it do?
Correct.
Same thing happens to the system when breathing happens here.
Yeah.
So if these practices that we have introduced are done, and if you can, connect with a teacher and learn some practices,
yes,
and just be calm. Calmness itself will heal you. You know, if you have enough money, if you don't have to go outside and work for eating your next meal, if you can stay indoors for next 2 months and still eat and sleep, don't go out at all.
Very true.
This is the best time for you to rest,
Correct.
because nobody will tell you you have to come for marriage, you have to come for party, you have to come for this, you have to come. Nobody will demand you to do anything.
Hmm.
The whole world says, please be quiet.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
have enough money to survive next 3 months, just keep quiet, be calm, do practices like this, think what you want to do in the next few years. Once these things change, you will be there.
True.
You have to be there.
Very true. You have to get through this phase to be there. So there's a comment which
Yes.
has come. Nirmala Swaminathan, she has mentioned, I personally observed that a simple practice of abdominal breathing has increased oxygen from 90 to 95 instantaneously. So below 94 is a precipitous count. So it's supposed to be above 95. So from 90 to 95 with just DAB, deep abdominal breathing, person was able to breathe.
And Nirmala Swaminathan was affected with COVID. I know her.
Okay.
And when she was affected, she has been able to do practice because she made it a habit.
Super. Super. Whole family was infected by COVID, came out through simple practices. I wish more people watch this so that they will learn these techniques. These simple tools we have in our culture, but we are searching, we are, as you said, chasing for remdesivir and this drug and that drug, which is totally not required if we empower ourselves.
See, our minister M. Subramaniam, no, he said 2 days back, what is remdesivir? It is just water. No, he has so much wisdom. He said that.
My God.
And WHO says that don't use it for COVID management.
Correct.
See, we are all angry with what he said.
Hmm.
No, unintentionally, he said something that is right.
Okay. True, true. So thank you so much. We've overshot by 10, 12 minutes. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you so much. And I will share all his links so you can get in touch. There is a YouTube channel. You can just follow that channel and learn correct way of doing it. And that will really save you. Thank you, sir. So stay safe, stay calm, be good. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hari Om Tat Sat.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hari Om. Hari Om.